Yo, manual resistance standing calf raises. This is best done off of an adjustable incline bench. We're using the edge of the bench to extend the range of motion, get more range of motion through the ankle, better stretch of the calves, which is key to gains and also the mobility requirements of this program as a built-in warm-up to this workout. Now, using this, okay, you can do this 3-minute set without adding the manual resistance. What it's gonna do is allow you to manually challenge yourself on both the ascent and descent maximally over the course of the set. You're gonna get a lot of muscular pump here. This is pump and burn, cellular swelling, a great metabolic stress response, and again, awesome gains at the level of the ankle in terms of mobility. So you're gonna crunch the abs, squeeze the glutes, tense the thighs. You want everything straight. I don't wanna be swaying back like this. It's all through the ankle. I'm off the edge. I'm gonna go slow up, slow down, distinct pause at top and bottom. So here we go. On the way up, I'm gonna push against the bench to make it harder to get up. So I'm actually pushing against my upper body resistance, and then I'm gonna be pushing down as well and fighting that. So it's gonna wanna push me down fast. I'm gonna fight to slowly lengthen on the descent. So here we go. Get nice and set. I'm going to push slow, push, 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 push. Get a full squeeze at the top, full squeeze. Contract those calves. And then I'm pushing myself down, but fighting it on the descent. I hold that good stretch position for at least a count. Push, 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 push. Slow, slow, fight, 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 fight. And keep repeating that pattern. If you don't have an ability to get an adjustable incline bench, to apply the manual resistance, just do it with your body weight. It'll still be super challenging, but again, this will allow you to max out the gains with just equipment-free situations in terms of no load, which is tough. Most won't have a standing calf machines you can load up, so this is what one of my favorite options to really get in there. And again, great way to start any workout because you mobilize the ankle joint, all your lower body moves that follow, you'll most likely get in better positions. Yo, sliding lateral lunges, an amazing way to strengthen the lateral hips, improve groin or adductor mobility, working inner outer hip thigh, and also getting you out of just true up, down, front to back linear motions. That side to side action is critical for health and performance, and again, complete lower body development. So you want to use either a slide board or fitness sliders or furniture sliders on carpet or turf. You can even use, if you're really in a budget situation or you're caught in a bad situation, you can go with socks on a wooden floor, paper plates on a wooden floor. You'll make it work. But one thing to note, you're doing 90 seconds each leg with a slow out and pause. So eccentric-isometric, take about 3 to 4 seconds out, pause for 1 to 2 seconds before bringing it back in. 90 seconds each leg for 3 minutes total. So you want quick switches. If you're using slides or a slide board, put the booties on both feet so you can quickly switch and go right into it. Always start weak side. So here we go. I'm gonna get set up, trying to keep my hips and shoulders square, all right? And you might want on this leg, you might find a natural toe flare is better for you based on hip anatomy and mechanics. Just find a way to make it work for you. I'm gonna keep most of my weight on this leg. And this is all about really a range of motion progression. I don't really wanna worry about loading this up. I wanna get you in more ranges of motion, kind of built-in mobility here. So I'm gonna slide out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause for 1, 2, and then use my adductors to pull me back. Inner thigh groin just zipping up the middle of that body, all right? You start by ideally getting to the point where the fingertips will touch the bench, keeping the chest up, shoulders always higher than the hips, but you are hinging here. So again, as long as the back is flat, you're in a good position. Bring it back. Progression is coming to the knuckles or fists. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause and keep tension in this leg too. Keep the thigh tense, engage, pull yourself right back up. Over the course of the month, of this first month, getting mobility through this and the adductors, inner thigh, hips, it's gonna pay big dividends to a lot of movements that we do. But again, a lot of the gains you're missing is because your body can't go through enough ranges of motion in all planes of motion. So we're gonna try to get that with this sequence. Yo, if I had to pick one lower body exercise for longevity, gains, muscle metabolism, stability, performance, it would be the sliding reverse lunge, because we get both a vertical vector, like traditional reverse lunges or lunges in general, but we also get a horizontal vector because of the friction and the movement against the slide. So again, a slide board or furniture or fitness sliders on a carpet or turf or any sliding surface. We're gonna start with 2 minutes of that eccentric-isometric tempo, 3 to 4 seconds out, 1 to 2 second pause, come back through. You go for 2 minutes straight. This is one of the most challenging protocols I've ever experienced, and I just use my body weight on this, and I just keep getting better movement quality, not emphasizing load or anything else like that, especially with the extended range of motion. So we're gonna start with some sort of elevated surface for the first 2 minutes. Now, most will benefit by going with a lower elevation, small low box or step. You can put a 10, 25, or 45 pound weight plate. Obviously, the bigger the weight, the larger, more total weight. The thicker the plate is, the more elevation. You can mess with that. But what I want you to do here is, we get set. The sand dune stepper is my go-to because I get major elevation for maximum flexion at the level of the knee and the hip for the quads and glutes. And I also get instability, and I'll often do this barefoot, by the way, to really strengthen my feet, toes, get some more muscular activation all the way up the kinetic chain. Again, this is all about owning the movement. We're not rushing through this. I want to get you comfortable in this position. It's an amazing way to stretch the hip flexors too, and strengthen the quad hip flexors of the back leg. So it's a single leg movement, but both legs are active. So here we go. I'm gonna get set. Hands here, rib shoulders down, abs crunched. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2. Pull it right back. And I keep repeating that pattern. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2. Right here, we're getting maximum stretch in the front leg. We're also getting maximum stretch in the back leg. Quad hip flexors. A lot of you have tight hip flexors, back pain, knee pain. This is part of how we double our mobility work into our muscle gain. Pull it right through. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Pull it back. And again, the pull back is where now you're really getting the hamstrings involved in a way you wouldn't normally get on the reverse lunge. So that's for the first 2 minutes. You stay on the same leg. The final minute, you go back to just the floor now, so there's less range of motion. Our body was used to the extended motion. Now it's going to get kind of extended time retention effect, even a bigger pump. You can go faster now. Don't worry about the super slow tempo, but you're not going to be able to go as fast as you would want to go because of the 2 minutes of pump and pre-fatiguing those legs. So either keeping the hands here, or if you want to go more dynamic with it, you can go more of the sliding reverse lunge with the running action to just finish it off. All right, add a little more. I like to add a little more speed and pop to it to kind of get that contrast. But man, you have no idea what's about to hit you. You're probably gonna have to use rest pause if you're new to this. In that 2 minute block, over the course of the month, the goal is to stay in that motion for 2 straight minutes. Get right into the final minute without the elevation to really finalize it and pump it up. And you do the entire leg, same leg, weak side first. The whole set, you'll rest a minute, go to the other side the next round. Good luck. All right, so a lot of you ask me, how do I develop my hamstrings? And it's not through things like deadlifts, because with deadlifts, the limiting factor is your spine and your grip. So what I do is I pick movements that strategically work the hamstrings, ideally both functions. The hamstrings flex the knee and they extend the hip. Sliding leg curls are the best exercise. You have to pick one for the hamstrings to do it because it works both functions. You work the hip extension isometrically and you work the knee flexion dynamically. And it's so good for strengthening the hamstrings, improving mobility through that entire hip hamstring area, but also the stretch under load with a slow tempo prevents hamstring strains. One of the most commonly strained muscle is the hamstring. So we're gonna do 1 minute weak side, 1 leg sliding leg curls. Second minute is the strong side, 1 leg sliding leg curls. You finish the third minute of the 3 minute block here is gonna be 2 leg sliding leg curls. That can also be done at a faster tempo. The 1-legged versions, we're going more slow control. It's not like it's not truly eccentric-isometric. You don't have to count how long it goes out, but you want to control the out portion, pause briefly, bring it back in. We are trying to get more reps eventually on each of these movements. So, and by the way, I say a minute. If you need to kind of take a 5 to 10 second break between them, or even up to 20 seconds, it could be a 40-20 for the 3 movements, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. You can build up to 45-15, 50-10, 55-5. Usually a 10-second transition between them is ideal. But again, it's all about trying to get as much work as possible in a 3 minute block. So here we go. We're gonna start here. I'll just show 1 leg here. And we're gonna do, again, I like to actually have, you can use a Bosu ball, a sand dune step, or a pillow pad. I like to elevate the head because it helps kind of take, I just don't like the head back like that when I'm doing these movements. I'm gonna get into kind of a crunch position, which allows me to get more of a posterior pelvic tilt, all right? And that's gonna allow for more glute activation, better mechanics, less stress in the low back. We don't wanna hypersend the back. We wanna really kind of get that ab crunch position locked in. I think this helps a lot. So what I'm gonna do is tuck 1 knee to the chest. I'm gonna get on, you can start on the foot flat position here because that's actually helpful to ensure you start with full hip extension and you're gonna try to maintain that throughout. So here we go. I'm up, abs are crunched, glutes are tight, and then I'm gonna slowly slide out and control, pause it, see how the hip maintains extension, the butt's not touching the ground, all right, and then I pull back in. And then use that opportunity right there to reset and make sure you got that hip position locked in. So slide out slowly, pause, bring it back. Slow, pause, bring it back. Now, many of you complain they got hamstring cramps, they really tighten up on me, so this might be really tough for you. Here's how to modify it. Just do the eccentric only, cheat back. So what I do is I'm here, slow, slow. In this case, you'd want to go about 4 or 5 seconds if you're doing the eccentric only, and then drop the hips, bring it back, reset. So that's how you can build up to doing the full range of motion movement, cheat, bring it back, and then eventually you'll do the full movement where you slide out and control, and then you're actually using the muscles to bring you back. The two-legged version, it's just what you thought. So right leg, left leg. You try to match the reps on each leg. That's why you want to start weak side first. So usually, like when I did this recently, I tried to get 12 reps on both legs, and I was trying to get 20, at least 20 reps if I could of the two-legged version at the end. But it's tough. So I'm here, locked in, and this is where you can actually go a little bit faster, try to get more pump and burn in the muscles from that pre-fatigue. Obviously, one leg is going to be possibly working hard than the others in the sense that whatever side you started with gets a little more rest. This one just did that second set, so it's going to feel a little more fatigue because it's already the strong side. It kind of equals out. You could also, if you wanted to, and you don't have really a true weak or strong side, you could switch which leg starts the movement. But this is an amazing way to flood the hamstrings with blood, develop a mind-muscle connection, bulletproof the joints, and again, develop the legs. For me, one of the things I take a lot of pride in with my legs, they look the same up and down. The shape is the same on the top from the quad sweep into the hamstring. They basically mirror each other. That's the symmetry and development we're looking for through this program. By day 365, I don't want to just add mass to your lower body. I want to create those curves that are simultaneous up and low where they mirror each other. That's when you know you've got wheels of steel. This one will change your life. Good luck.